Right, so here we are in the Vantage with my friend Photo Fever. He is a videographer. He helps me with a lot of videos. He's never been in the car yet, so I thought it'd be quite fun just to film his first reaction and impression. So we're going to pop it in track mode, and we're going to pull the window down a little bit, and we're going to show him. Thoughts?
That's insane.
This is my 2021 Aston Martin Vantage, and here are some epic drive-by shots I filmed with James. So this is not the armrest itself, it's just these two lines of yellow stitching. They cost £495. I mean, here in my hand, I have the original order form of the car, and it's got all the optional extras and how much they cost. And guys, you will not believe how much some of these small options cost on this car. We actually have over £20,000 worth of options on this car, and I'm going to go through them one by one and tell you the price of each option. Full disclaimer guys, this video is by no means any type of financial flex or anything. I still consider this car to be way out of my league, and I could never afford to buy this car new with all these options. I simply got it used on an incredible deal, and when you buy a used car, you inherit all the optional extras that the first owner chose from the factory, and we were just super lucky with this car. So with that in mind, this video is purely for entertainment purposes. So let's enjoy the video, and let's first start off with the exterior options of this car. Right, so the first thing on the spec list is the paint. It's called Xenon Grey, and it's part of the contemporary paint range. And it costs £1,195, but it is completely worth it. It might not look very exciting now, but when the sun hits it, I have never seen a paint with so many metallic flakes. It is ridiculous. Next, we have the exterior pack, which is the front splitter, the side skirts, and the rear diffuser, all in this shiny gloss black. And this costs £1,495, which is quite a bit, but it adds a lot to the car. I mean, these sills are absolutely huge, and having all those gloss black accents hitting against this lovely paint is just... The next option is the calipers painted in yellow, and that costs £995. That's a lot of money for just a caliper colour change, but it's a bit dirty right now, but they do look incredible, and value for money, I guess. The rear calipers on this car are as big as the front, which is quite rare on a car. So yeah, yellow calipers, £995. At the front here we have this grille, which is this lovely matte black colour, but of course you have to pay extra for that matte black, and it is an extra £395. Around the back here we have our next option, which is privacy glass, and that's going to cost you £495, but there's another one here at the back as well. So at the back we've got this massive rear diffuser. It's gloss black, it looks amazing as you can see, but if you look closely, this bit here is actually painted in the body colour of the car, so it's that nice grey colour. But hey, of course, to have that, it's going to cost you, and that costs you an extra £495 just to have this bit here in the body colour. Coming back now to the front of the car, we have these bonnet vents here. They're functional, they're real, the bonnet's cut open, it sends air into the engine, and you get this lovely black mesh here. This is something you might not see on every Vantage. I looked at quite a few and they didn't have this, and I think it makes the front of the car look much meaner. However, of course, it's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you £995. The last exterior paid option on this car is going to be these gorgeous wheels here. I think they look amazing, and they're quite rare. You don't really see them on many Aston Martin Vantages because they weren't available until 2021, and I think they were the launch wheel on the DBX, which is the Aston Martin SUV. So I was really lucky to pick these up on this car here. Of course, they were a spec option and they were not cheap. They were £1,995. So guys, that's all the extra options for the exterior of the car, but let's jump inside and I'll take you through all the interior because there's a lot. Regular viewers of my channel may notice this car is quite similar spec to my CLA45s. We've got the grey paint on the outside, and inside we've got black interior with lots of yellow trim. So when I came across this car, I fell in love with it immediately, and it just felt right. So the first option on this car is the Aston Martin premium sound system, and that comes in at £1,495. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't used this system much because when I'm driving, I love just listening to that V8 grumble, but I had to go on a long trip a few weeks ago and it sounds great. I think it's a bit better than the Burmeister sound system in the CLA45s. I am going to do a video comparing those two, but you've got all the options as well. You can go into the menu here and you can change the treble, the mid-tones, the bass. You've got sound fields, so you can have the sound focus in different parts of the car. Really good sound system, lots of speakers, big sub, everything you need in your car. But for me, I like listening to that V8. Now this one is a funny one. This one really caught me off guard on the spec sheet. So there's a line of yellow stitching here on the armrest. So this is not the armrest itself, it's just these two lines of yellow stitching. They cost £495. I mean, that is ridiculous, but I will admit, it does look really cool. Then we have this one called Leather Color Palette. Now we've got black leather here, so it's not super special, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of yellow stitching, so maybe it's something to do with that, or maybe it's just the premium leather. I mean, I did a bit of research to see all about this leather because in Mercedes a lot of them have the leatherette. Now Aston Martin do not use leatherette. This is the same leather in the Houses of Parliament, and it's from some specific breed of Scottish cow or something. I've got to say, it is probably the nicest feeling leather I've ever experienced in a car. But moving on, the leather colour palette costs £1,195, and I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it just means you just chose the colour. Next one on here is stitch contrast. Now I can only imagine that's something to do with the yellow stitching, which pops up a lot on this spec sheet, but this stitch contrast was £395. Then we have the Aston Martin embroidery on the seat here. So not all seats come standard with this embroidered badge, which is absolutely lovely, but it's going to cost you £495. Then we've got something that I think should be standard on the car, but of course it's not. You have to pay for it, and that is heated seats. So for the heated seats, you just press this button here and you get a nice little beep. And those heated seats, driver and passenger side, is going to cost you £495. Next we have the 16-way adjustable seats. Now the controller is here in the Aston Martin, so that's the passenger side one, and I've got mine down here, and it's a bit like the Mercedes system really. This one takes you back, forward, it's basically like an actual seat. You can adjust pretty much everything, but the best part here is these little numbers. So these are memory seats, so you get your seat to the perfect position and then you save it to one of these numbers. So when you get in your car, if anyone's adjusted your seat, like after a service, you just press and hold the button and it goes straight to your favorite seating position, which is great for someone like me who is super OCD about their seat position. So when I go for a service, I just press and hold that button and I'm back to my favorite seating position. Oh, and in terms of cost, that is £995. So quite expensive if you want to go for the premium electric seats. Another expensive one now, we've got the sports steering wheel in Alcantara. So we've got leather at the top, leather at the bottom, and Alcantara on the sides. It feels lovely. But what's really cool about this steering wheel is the shape. So it's got a flat bottom, but it's also got flat sides here. So it's not quite a circular steering wheel with a flat bottom. It kind of has, it's a bit like a racing feel. When you hold it, you feel like you're in something special, and it feels quite small as well. And of course, we've got these massive paddles, which are mounted on the steering column rather than the wheel. So when you turn it, the paddles are always here. They are awesome. Anyway, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. How much does it cost? Oh gosh, the steering wheel costs £1,495. That is a lot, because that's just the Alcantara wrap. That is bizarre. The next option is called the Comfort Package, and I'm not 100% sure what's included, but it costs £1,795. I think this includes this touchpad here, electronically adjustable steering wheel, blind spot assist, and these glass buttons here. And I also think it includes keyless entry, which is where you don't have to unlock the car with a button on the key. You approach the car and the doors automatically unlock. So it's got quite a few things in it if that's the case, but yeah, it's £1,795. We also have an interior pack called the Sports Plus Collection, and this is a whopping £2,245. And I can't seem to find any details on what this is, but I think it includes these incredible sports seats, and perhaps it just adds way more leather to the cabin, because there is leather literally everywhere in this interior. I know Matt Watson on Carwell likes to do his scratchy service car test, and I was at a traffic light the other day and I thought I'll do a little scratch test, and I honestly can't find anything in here that's not wrapped in leather. Even if you go under the steering wheel here and feel here, it's wrapped in leather. Like, everything is leather. It is absolutely crazy in here. When you see pictures and videos of this car online, some people say the interior is not as good, but gosh, when you sit in here and you feel the materials and you just experience it, it's honestly the most expensive and luxurious car I've ever sat in. And I say this a lot, guys, I still pinch myself because I can't believe I own this car, and I am so thankful. The last one on the list is the Aston Martin tracking system. It's factory fitted and it allows you to track your car 24/7, and it's got another cool feature too. You get these fobs here, and if the car moves without the fob in the car, it's going to alert the tracking company. They're going to give you a phone call, ask you if the car's stolen, and you can report it, but you can also remotely deactivate the engine. Sadly, you can't do it while driving because that would be very unsafe. But what you can do is remotely deactivate it, so as soon as they stop and turn the engine off, it's not coming back on. And it's fully integrated, so it's a great system, but it costs £695. So guys, that is every paid option on my 2021 Aston Martin Vantage. Once again, guys, this video was purely for entertainment. I was incredibly lucky to pick up this car used for an amazing deal. I don't think I could have afforded it new, especially not with all these options. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, we're gonna have lots more content with this car. We're gonna have so much fun with this car. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed it, because it really helps me and the channel out. But guys, Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.